Okay, let's have a look at our final sheets here, what we're more or less working towards. So here's our cover sheet we want to create. So there's not much we can do with this for the time being. We are going to add in a little kind of bird's eye view in all the sheets. We're going to add in a sheet list and some big text over here, and then we're going to drag on a rendered view. So our cover sheet, really, there's not much we can do for now. Let's have a look at our next sheet. There's our A101, our floor plans. So what we have here is we have a main floor over here. We have a second floor over here. We have our foundation plan. We have our site plan. So those four views. We haven't really looked at our site plan much, but they're pretty much ready, and we do have it set to the right scale, and we'll talk about that. So that's our second sheet. Then we have our third sheet, which is our elevations. And the first thing I notice is actually there's a couple of windows up here that we need to copy over, which is fine. These views are also in shaded, I think they're actually in realistic mode, and I use like a log wall effect on there just for the fun of it. So, and these are also showing the trees and stuff like that. The nice thing is you can place your views on the sheets at any point, and as you draw stuff, it just starts showing up in the view. You don't have to go and add it to every individual view. Okay, this is showing you the 3D view, and in each view you can turn on or off the trees or the windows or the doors or the walls or the earth or the grid lines. So each view has an opportunity to turn on and off different categories. Okay, in this case I have the wall, window, tree, or I should say it's called planting, grid line. These are all different categories that are turned on. Okay, and each individual view has an opportunity to have the different categories turned on and off. Here's my next sheet, which is a sectional sheet. We have one section here, another section here. We've got a cool 3D section over here, and then we've got a call out detail over here, and we could even do a further call out. So you can do call out inside of call outs, and Revit's going to organize and keep track of all this stuff. So we have our four sheets. We have some of our views, and we can start to do that right now. So let's do it. We go into Revit in here. First thing I'm going to do with this is let's see, this section is not the best, so let's go to my main floor. This section is good because it was functional for doing my skylights and stuff, but really I want this section, I believe I want to turn my press and drag back on. I want this section going right through here, which is going to be right kind of through where the stairway is going to be. Okay, this one over here, if I go by my sheets, what I'm going to do is watch, flip that section, and then I'm going to pull it back according to the sheets I have right here, and we can create more sections, and that's going to be through that leg of the, so I want to capture the stairway that's going to go in here. Okay, now if I double click on my section here, I see this. I'm not seeing very far. I also want to change it to just say hidden line. Okay, notice it's not picking up the far end of the roof or the annex over here. The reason why is that my far clipping plane on this, click here, is only going so far. I don't need to go to the back of here, but I need to go at least to the halfway point to capture the top of the roof. Click out. How is this one doing? This one, well, do I want to see as far as these doors? Do I want to see all the way through? I guess it wouldn't make any difference. I'm not going to see much beyond there, so I could just click on there. So these two sections are these two sections. It doesn't matter how I get there. And inside of here, I'm going to change this to say hidden line instead of shaded mode. Okay. Do you want your other section bubbles to show up within your sections? It doesn't matter. You can always navigate from here to here, and that's starting to look a little bit more like our sheets that we've got as a handout. But the final handout may be different as well. Okay. So there's a section in there. Now what's going on here? These walls were good to go to here. I probably have to put in a little drop ceiling in here, or else I can heighten these walls. It's up to me. But I've got all my views on here, more or less set up, and of course it's parametric, so they will update according to the to whatever happens. Okay, so let's go. Cover sheet is here. Well, there's not much we can do. We're going to add in all that stuff. It's a little bit different. But now we have our plan sheet. So here we go. we're going to grab our main floor, click on it, press and hold, drag it in. That square you're seeing is the crop region. So if you see this great big square, it's because the crop region of the view is really big and you should probably stop and go back and fix it. You don't have to. You can fix it and it'll update here. Revit stands for revise instantly. Click in here and then escape. Okay, and there's my main floor at 1/8 of an inch equals 1 foot. Now I'm wondering, that even looks a little bit small. Let's go check our sheets here for a second. Plans. Let me click over here. Yeah, it does say 1/8 of an inch equals 1 foot. Yeah, I guess there's just lots of room on there, so that's fine. So I can go back to my Revit, and there's my 1/8 of an inch equals 1 foot. Okay. Now I'm going to take my second. Let's do an example. I'm going to go to my second floor and pretend I forgot to adjust my crop region, right? Because we're all going to do this. There's my crop region. Okay, maybe I even turn it off. I can't even see it. Now watch what happens. Go to my plans sheet, double click. Take my second floor, drag it in. All of a sudden, look at this great big square. Okay, if I pick in here and place it, it's going to be okay size-wise. I can pick on here and I can nudge it into place. Okay, so it's going to be okay, and it'll actually plot okay. And I'm going to adjust my little title block. But notice the title block comes in the size of the view, or I should say the viewport. We need to adjust the size of this guy anyway. But notice that it comes in the size of the crop region. This one came with a big crop region, so this little tag is long. Now watch what happens. So I go back to my second floor. I say, oh, sorry about that. I turn on my visibility and I take this guy. It's a good tip for you here. And I say, oh, I forgot about that. Fix my crop region. Okay, and then turn it off. Now when I go back to my sheet, it's going to update. Okay, if I hover over here, now it's got a small square, but this tag stays the size of the original crop region. To change the size of the tags, you pick the view. Watch how we do this. Pick the view. Then grip, stretch, zoom in. Okay, to resize that. Zoom out. To move this, turn your press and drag on, click, press, drag, move. Notice it lines itself up with this one. Watch again. Pick on here. That's how you change the size of this. Pick out. To move it, pick it, move it. Okay, here we go. We're going to do this another time. Second floor we did. Roof plan. We need top of footing. Press, drag. The square is a good size. Okay, and notice it's also aligning it with the floor above there. Pick. Click out, place it. Pick on here, stretch, pick out, make sure my press and drag is on. Drag this guy over and look at it. It loves to line things up, okay, with those blue lines. So there is our floor plan sheet set up. And again, watch what happens when I drag this. Boom, see the blue line? Click. Then once it's lined up, I can nudge it over. So you can take your views, use your arrow keys to nudge these things around in place. Okay. We haven't really looked at our site plan yet. We'll come back and take a look at that one. And we'll also place our elevations and our sections on our sheets.